hello. You're watching the Katie Sassine Show. I'm your host, Katie Sassine. As always, addressing the indoctrination of the nation. Now, this week we've talked about the Rothschilds family and how powerful they are and their immense amounts of wealth. And before that, we discussed the White House and how the Russian hacking investigation is still ongoing. And people are saying that Attorney General Mr. Jeff Sessions is guilty of perjury for his communications with Sergei Kislyak? Not Sergei, Sergei Kislyak. And, the same things that Mike Flynn was accused of, and, former national security advisor. And then we looked at Sean Spicer defending him, and we went on to the Obama wiretapping, and we went through many tweets on that from Mr. Trump, and we saw a public statement by the Wall Street Journal, I believe, where Obama denies wiretapping. However, I guess we'll see because we just don't know yet. Now, we had a video from last week, and I just want to pull up, if we could, pull up the last couple minutes of that. And it's on the Rothschilds and demonstrates just how powerful they are. We're just going to continue this from the last episode. Actually, let's start it from the beginning, and then we'll cut it off early just until we get the necessary details for today.
Just how rich and powerful is Lord Evelyn Rothschild? Historically, the Rothschild family wealth was hidden in underground vaults. The Rothschilds' secret financial records were never audited and never accounted for. Their family commissioned biographies give the illusion that their family fortune has dwindled, but researchers estimate their wealth at close to $500 trillion, more than half the wealth of the entire world. Besides their many castles, palace mansions, wineries, racehorses, and exotic resorts, the Rothschilds bought Reuters in the 1800s. Reuters then bought the Associated Press, which selects and delivers the same news stories to the entire world, day after day. They have controlling interest in 3 major television networks and easily avoid media attention since they own it. Until recently, they owned and operated England's Royal Mint and continue to be the gold agent for the Bank of England, which they also direct. They control the LBMA, London Bullion Market Association, where 30 to 42 million ounces of gold worth over $11 billion are traded daily. The Rothschilds earn millions weekly just on transaction fees alone. They also fix the world price of gold on a daily basis and profit from its ups and downs. Over the centuries, the Rothschilds have amassed trillions of dollars worth of gold bullion in their subterranean vaults and have cornered the world's gold supply.
Okay, so we've got the gist. Now that we've got the gist of just how rich and powerful the Rothschilds are, if you didn't tune in for the last episode, it's said that they may have over $500 trillion, half of the world's wealth. As the founders of central banking, what would you expect? Of course they have a significant portion of wealth. They invented money. They invented money as we know it, because they also took part in the Federal Reserve, but we'll get into that later. We're not quite into that yet. Now let's go over some facts from this video that we didn't get to go over yesterday. Earlier I'd said last week's video. I meant to say yesterday's video, just got a little confused. So I found this video that we just checked out on disclosetv.com, and it was an article discussing the Rothschilds, and it's displayed 2 videos, including this one that I just shared with y'all. And it says that the wealth is estimated at $500 trillion, half of the world's wealth, which we discussed. And we heard in the video that they bought Reuters. The Rothschilds bought Reuters, that bought the Associated Press, that has a board composed of people from the New York Times, ESPN, etc., and controls the 3 major TV networks, 3 of many major TV networks, and it's the gold agent for the Bank of England. They earn millions weekly, or not it, the Rothschilds, and they are big gold bullion buyers. And gold bullion, and silver bullion are, of course, bars. So bars of gold, bars of silver. And that's real money. That's real value. Contrary to the fiat money we have now, which we'll go over in a bit. And they can easily avoid media attention because they own the media. They own such significant portions of it. Now moving on to the Creature from Jekyll Island. And subtitled, A Second Look at the Federal Reserve. So, G. Edward Griffin is from Detroit, Michigan. He's known as a conspiracy theorist, author, filmmaker, and he wrote this book. He wrote this book and published. It got published in 1994 and was released in 1994, and it promotes conspiracy theories about the motives of the creation of the Federal Reserve System. So there's some pretty raw stuff in this book. And it's also said that if you're interested in the way economics works, you should read this book. This book will fill you in on economics and how economics works today and the system of central banking works today. Even if you're not interested in the conspiracy theory aspect of it, you'll still learn a lot, and even in this episode, about economy in general. So, G. Edward Griffin is from Detroit, Michigan. He's an American conspiracy theorist, author, filmmaker, as I said, Now, the Creature from Jekyll Island is referring to Jekyll Island in Georgia, which is crazy because I was very shocked to find out. BKP told me about this book, and I was very shocked to find out. Apparently, the Federal Reserve was created in Jekyll Island, Georgia, and was planned out and devised in Jekyll Island, Georgia, with some very powerful people and a U.S. senator. And Griffin talks about that in The Creature of Jekyll Island. He traces the history of the Federal Reserve, revealing how American government has used the reserve as a way to deceive taxpayers and control the global economy, and explaining how the reserve influences the flow of money between citizens, businesses, banks, and the government. And that's simply a description given on Google Books, so anyone can look that up and find that out, which is surprising because you think, gosh, all this secretive information is just available at my fingertips, so why haven't I seen it? Because nobody talks about it. Because the media is controlled by certain people, you will only hear certain things in the mass media. And that's the way it is. Now we have news sources like ours, like FYN and like InfoWars and like, I guess, maybe even Vice that are popping up and doing their own thing, and Russia Today that are trying to come out with unbiased news that's not influenced by powerful aristocracies, so to speak, and these all-powerful families, these omnipotent families. Because in a worldly sense, these are all-powerful, omnipotent people. These are godlike people. And in no way, shape, or form do I equate them to anything godlike, but that's how they act because they run the world as if they can control it, as if they are gods, which is, to me, of course, scary and bad and should be avoided. But this is said to be the conspiracy, so take it or leave it. Now, the title, The Creature of Jekyll Island, what is it referring to specifically? What is the Creature of Jekyll Island? The title refers to the formation of the Federal Reserve System, of course, which occurred at a secret meeting at Jekyll Island, Georgia in 1910. Griffin, the author, calls the reserve a banking cartel and says that it was established to control the financial system so that bankers will always come out on top. The creators are the richest and most powerful bankers in the world, including the Rothschilds and including a U.S. senator that was present, as I stated earlier. Not president, who was present, as I stated earlier. Now, the biggest issue that he expresses in The Creature of Jekyll Island is the creation of fiat money. And if you don't know, you better know now. And if you remember one thing from this episode and from my show this week, maybe even the last couple weeks, is what fiat money is. Fiat money, and bear in mind I said the creation of fiat money. Fiat money is insured by merely a promise from the government. That's your FDIC insurance. That's your FDIC insurance. It's fiat money. It's fiat insurance. It's a promise from the government, and it's not insured by gold or silver. Wah, wah, wah. Hate to break it to you. Therefore, the government can create, inflate, and forever spend beyond its means. Now, we'll be right back with you. We got to take a short break to discuss more on The Creature of Jekyll Island. Please stay tuned in.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we make everything better. It all starts with a huge new Chevy selection. Then we heap on the discounts to make sure your Chevy price is the lowest you'll find anywhere. And if you like great customer service, you'll love it at Days. Bigger selection, lower prices, easy financing, and great customer service. Your better day is just ahead at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine.
El Rey.
El Rey and Ellijay.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's a new year, new you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Welcome back to the Katie Sassine Show. We began discussing the Creature of Jekyll Island after a brief review of the Rothschilds and their omnipotence in the world. And so right now we're going to get into an interview of Griffin on the Federal Reserve. As you may or may not have heard in the first half of the episode, G. Edward Griffin from Detroit, Michigan is the author of The Creature from Jekyll Island. And here in this video, he explains what exactly the Federal Reserve is from his perspective, of his life experience, of endless studying and research. So let's check that out. Here we go.
The Federal Reserve System, to most people, seems like it is an agency of the federal government. That's what I thought it was when I first started to research this topic. But it turns out that it's nothing of the kind. The Federal Reserve is a hybrid organization. It's a partnership between the federal government and the private banks. When you look at it deeper than that, its essence is neither as a government agency or a private company. In reality, it is a cartel. In other words, it's no different in essence than a banana cartel or a sugar cartel or an oil cartel. It's a grouping of the large private corporations in the field, banking, who have come together to create agreement between themselves to limit competition, to preserve their profits, and to make sure that no newcomers come in and take away their position. That's what cartels are always designed to do. And it's a shocking thing to realize that something as prestigious as the Federal Reserve System, at its core, is nothing more or less than a banking cartel with exactly those same objectives. The Fed was formed not in Washington, D.C., not in the halls of Congress or some meeting room, but it was formed on a private island off the coast of Georgia called Jekyll Island. This island in those days was a club called the Jekyll Island Club, and its members were a relatively small group of billionaires from New York, people like J.P. Morgan, William Rockefeller, and their business associates. When they went to the island, they all traveled aboard the private railroad car of Senator Nelson Aldrich. This was November of 1910, and he and 6 other men were told they mustn't be seen together, they couldn't dine together on that evening, and they must avoid newspaper reporters at all costs. One of them carried a shotgun. Just in case he had been confronted by a reporter, he was prepared to tell them that he was going on a duck hunting trip. When they got on board this railroad car, they were told not to address each other by last names, first names only. And 2 of them even went further, and they adopted code names. They were concerned that the identities of all of these 7 men might be known to the servants on board the car, and that the servants might talk about it. In that fashion, the word would get out. Even when they got to the island and went to the clubhouse, they had replaced all of the normal servants with new servants who didn't know any of these people. And they created the Federal Reserve under those kinds of conditions of great secrecy. I can assure you that very few wars of history have ever been plotted under conditions of greater secrecy than that. In those days, there was a great deal of concern among the American people about the concentration of financial power in the hands of a few very wealthy and powerful financial interests in Wall Street. They called this the money.
Welcome back to the show. Now that was Mr. Is it G? Yes, G. Edward Griffin from Detroit, Michigan, author of the Creature from Jekyll Island, if you're just tuning in. And that is Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia. The book talks about the creation of the Federal Reserve off the coast of Georgia in Jekyll Island. So in that video, Mr. Griffin just explained that the essence of the Federal Reserve is neither governmental nor private. The Federal Reserve is a banking cartel, he claims. And how does he justify this? Well, he explains it very simply. He explains that this is why it's a cartel, because a large group of private corporations, of bankers, agreed to come together in order to preserve profits, power, and eliminate the possibility of competition. And they agreed to come together by way of creating the organization, the Federal Reserve, to monopolize and to ensure their power and their profits for years and years to come, and indefinitely. So to preserve indefinite power and money for their families and the people in their inner circle who they work with, their partners, etc. And that, of course, included J.P. Morgan's, Rothschilds, I'm assuming the Rockefellers, and etc. You can tell me the rest. Just email me at katie@fetchernews.com. You can always give me suggestions for the show. So we went over the title, and what it's referring to according to the description of the book. But according to Edward Griffin, it's not so obvious. We have some word from it's from G. Edward Griffin. Lonnie, I don't know if you got that photo, but it's got Griffin right next to the cover of the book. Yeah, let's pull that up for everyone. Okay, so here, Mr. G. Edward Griffin explains what this creature is. What is the Federal Reserve System? The answer may surprise you. We already went over this. It is not a federal and there are no reserves. Furthermore, the Federal Reserve banks are not even banks. The key to the riddle is to be found, not at the beginning of the story, but in the middle. Since this is not a textbook, we are not confined to a chronological structure. The subject matter is not a curriculum to be mastered, but a mystery to be solved. So let us start where the action is. And he goes through the journey where, the names were kept private. The name of the game is Bailout, Protectors of the Public, so-called Protectors of the Public, in order to, ensure that no one would become suspicious of them. Home Sweet Loan, they're able to take out endless amounts of profits because of fiat money. Near to the Heart's Desires, etc., and building a new world order. Okay, so how does this all tie in to the new world order? Well, by establishing a system of banking By establishing a system of central banking in which all central banks come together as a community and decide to create a form of money that can only be created by the government and can only be destroyed by the government, they're essentially taking all the world's power into their hands. Because by creating money, you have the ability to create and to give, to take away power. Because that's what money does. It gives people power, as well as knowledge, as well as beauty, as well as many other virtues and good traits. Give people the ability to do things that other people can't, maybe for whatever reason, maybe because they don't have that trait, maybe because they're not in the inner circle. So the creature is not the Federal Reserve. It's a long journey, and the whole book's a long journey, and you just have to read it for yourself. You know, it's not a textbook checked by Saudi Arabia, then sent over to the US and sent for $100 and remade each year with these menial corrections. I mean, this is a real work of art. There's only one copy of The Creature from Jekyll Island. There's only one edition, and it's right here. And I strongly advise everyone to read it. And you can also purchase the audiobook. I love my audiobooks. I listen to them on the way to and from work. I use Audible every day. I love it. And one of my best recommendations is the closing of the American Mind, anything on the laws of attraction. And anyway, I don't tell that to many people because I only tell you about these books if I like you. So if you're viewing my show, obviously I like you a little bit. So thank you for staying tuned. I'll keep giving you these good suggestions. Now, The Creature from Jekyll Island, remember that. The Closing of the American Mind by Alan Bloom. And also, anything you can find on the laws of attraction is pretty interesting and motivating and inspiring if you're into all that. If you're not, I understand. So, the Katie Sassine Show for this Thursday is coming to a close. And I want you all to think crucially about researching into the Federal Reserve and its legitimacy, and also the legitimacy of the IRS, and maybe just talking about it. Just not making it so taboo in your communities, just mentioning it to someone. Maybe dare yourself to mention it to at least one person a day. Just see their reactions, just see who knows about it, just to get people's opinions. Is anyone wondering about the Federal Reserve? Because I am. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Remember to follow me at katiefyntv.com on Twitter, and also tweet me anytime. And email me with comments, suggestions, concerns, complaints, whatever. Not whatever, but those of the above at katie@fetchernews.com. Thank you for tuning in to FYN TV and Fetcher News. We love you and we'll miss you, so we'll see you tomorrow.